and welcome to my second attempt at filming everything that I bought in 1 week at a charity shop. It's not what I bought this past week. This is actually stuff that I bought about a month ago. I did film it then, but it turns out I'm very bad at filming and very bad at editing, so it never went anywhere. So we're trying it again. It's still going to be terribly filmed, so you're welcome. There's going to be a big old echo, you're welcome for that. The lighting is terrible, again, welcome. But the clothes are great, so we're going to have a look at them. This is basically everything I bought. From what I can figure out, it was the last week in February. This is the clothes that I bought. There's actually some really good bits, so I decided I would try and film it again. Hopefully this time it's in a way that I can edit together and actually put it out there. But it's just a chance to show off the great, cheap, amazing vintage clothes that you can still get if you go out and look for them. So we're literally just going to jump straight into them so this doesn't end up a million years long because I'm a waffler. Again, you are welcome. So we're going to start at the beginning with the skirt that I bought on the Monday, and hopefully you like them all. Let me know. Okay, we are starting off with a complete charity shop bargain. This is an original 1950s skirt. It's black velvet and it's been hand painted with all these bright coloured butterflies. And this would have been done in Mexico during the 1950s. There's quite a lot of examples. If you Google them, you can see lots of ones like this, where they've got these really bright patterns painted onto the black velvet. This is a proper full circle skirt. If you lay it on the floor, it will make the full circle. And this was just £4. Now there was one really similar on Etsy that sold for I think 138, which was another butterfly one. You see all kinds of wacky patterns on them. They normally are quite expensive to buy, so for £4 it was a bit of a bargain. It is not, however, in the best of condition. Unfortunately, these were not made, they were kind of cheap tourist things really, so they weren't made for particular longevity. With this one, where they put on the paint quite thick, it's actually now cracking and peeling off. I have googled, I've looked around, I cannot see anywhere anybody's done any kind of like blogs or advice on how to preserve this, or if there's any way to kind of salvage them. I imagine it's a very common problem with these skirts. With this one, quite a lot of what's come off is the gold, so it doesn't matter too much because it kind of just looks like the pattern's still there. You're just losing some of that shimmer. But what really stands out is the colours of the butterflies. So hopefully it doesn't matter too much that it's not in the best of condition. The velvet on the waistband is also rubbing off, but just put a belt with it and it's fine. I have worn this to work and nobody noticed the damage, but I did leave a little trail of bits of paint, which was a bit concerning. But again, any 1950s full circle skirt for £4, I'm going to buy it, I'm going to love it, because that is my aesthetic. I've been collecting this stuff since I was about 12, so I was always going to grab it, and hopefully not too much of the paint falls off. And it's perfect size, which is a miracle. I was convinced it was going to be too small, but it is actually my exact waist size, so meant to be. And just hopefully, I don't know, maybe somebody out there knows if they've got one, if there's a way to help stop the paint falling off, or is it just a case of wearing it and loving it as much as possible, or should I not wear it and put it in a box? I don't know. Somebody tell me, somebody help. But for £4, definitely a bargain. Any London dealer, I'm sure, would have been very happy to find this, but in their shop for a massive markup. So I'm very happy to have found it and just hope that it survives to be worn for a while. And plus it's fun to swish in. So this is a lovely royal blue 1970s top. It has that classic 70s high neckline and some big old bat wings, which are always nice and glamorous. This was just £1 in the Salvation Army shop where I live. They have a clearance rail, and I've never seen anything on there that's more than £2, so it's always worth looking at. This one made it straight onto the clearance rail because it actually used to be a dress. Somebody has cut it off at the waistline to turn it into a top, which is quite sad because it would have been an absolutely stunning gown. Imagine this royal blue with a full bias cut, either maxi or midi dress skirt, would have been absolutely stunning. It also used to be open from the elbow all the way down to the waist. Somebody's put a tiny stitch in the sleeve here, and if you'll forgive the flash of my bra, I can show you that it would have been open all the way down. So when you're out dancing, you get a little peek of side boob, which is a little bit sexy, a little bit daring for the 70s as well. So it would have been an absolutely stunning dress. But I think the colour and things are still really beautiful, and you still got that nice 1970s vibe. So I think it does still make a nice top to have. I've worn it sort of tucked into skirts and things, and it just looked really, it's just a nice colour. I have not worn the white underwear because I was too lazy to straighten it. And it does show off everything, this kind of clingy fabric. You get modern dresses from like Pretty Little Thing and Boohoo made of this fabric, and it does show off everything. But other than that, I think it fits quite well. I think a little bit tight, but otherwise, it was just £1. So this one wins before it's even started. You don't need any more of a review of 1970s vintage other than to say it just cost £1. That means it instantly wins as far as I'm concerned. You might think it makes me look a bit sausagey. That would be my only concern because it is this clingy fabric. But again, just £1. Okay, next up we have a jumper, which is a bit unusual for me. I don't buy many jumpers. But this one I had to grab just because it's a bit more unusual. It's got the massive lace collar, and this one was made by a brand label called Scott McClintock. And history lesson, some of you, if you're into vintage fashion, or if you're into sort of 70s or the current trend for prairie dresses, might have heard of a brand called Gunny Sacks. The designer for Gunny Sacks was a lady called Jessica McClintock, and her son was Scott McClintock. And I love Gunny Sacks dresses. That is one of the things. I think if I walked into a charity shop and saw a Gunny Sacks dress, I would be so happy. It's one of those things that I look out for. And when I saw this, I looked at the big lace collar and said, oh, that's a nice big high lace collar, kind of Gunny Sacks-ish. And then I looked at the label, and it was actually her son. So I had to grab it just because I've been dreaming. I felt like it was the closest I'm going to find to a Gunny Sacks dress in a charity shop here in England. This was £3.75 from the Mind charity shop. It is just like a cream wool. It's a very like 80s knit. I don't quite know how to describe it other than it looks super 80s. It's got kind of, it's like purposefully bobbly. And then it's got this big lace overhanging collar with a high Edwardian neckline. I got mainly to wear it with sort of little dresses and dungarees and things underneath, so the lace collar kind of hangs out with the sleeves. I have worn it like that, and it did look really cute. It was very warm though, because this jumper is very woolen and warm. But other than that, it is quite comfortable. I do think it might have been shrunk in the wash a little bit at some point, just because the sleeves are a really awkward length. I'm not sure that's how they were originally designed to be. But yeah, this was just like an unusual little find, and it's good for layering, which is always good to pick up things which are good for layering. Some people might think this is the ugliest jumper in the world, and I kind of get that, but I do have a bit of a saying for if it's so ugly and it's a bit weird, I kind of like it. So I don't mind something a bit ugly if it's a bit different. So this one, I don't know if I'm going to wear it for a while, because like I say, it's really warm, but again it fits quite well, so that's another winning one. Let me know how you would style it. I don't know if it looks okay like this just for jeans, or if it should just be there for layering. I'm not sure, but it's a good one to have in the wardrobe because it can be worn in a few different ways. So this this one is a 1980s dress. I've just pinned my hair up because this one is all about the collar. It has this great little ruff feature on the neck, which, let's face it, is the whole reason I bought the dress. Literally, I picked it up, I just wanted the collar. But having bought it, I actually think also the sleeves are really pretty and it's quite nice and floaty, which I like very much. And I actually think it suits me and fits me quite well. So I'm actually quite pleased I bought it, even if I was originally just buying it for the little ruff. It is by Jean Allen, who was a British fashion house that ran quite a long period of time. I think they might have started in the 40s and went up until the late 70s. So this dress is actually from the 70s, not the 80s, as I previously said. I'm fairly certain they were closed by then. I don't know, might be wrong. Go check the vintage label resource, they'll know for sure, they always know. But yeah, it's just a nice floaty one. I thought it'd be good for the office. And yeah, I just wanted the collar. That's all I've got to say really. This one was £9 from one of my favourite charity shops, Emmaus, here in Ipswich, who are amazing, and I have more pieces by them because I'm there all the time and they all think I'm crazy. But they always have really nice little vintage pieces and some more unusual bits. So this is one that I picked up from them. Yeah, I don't know that there's much more to say about this one. I don't know if there's anything too super exciting about it. It's just a nice little day dress. I've put a little belt on with it just to cinch it in a bit. I'll probably have that cinching in a bit more when I'm probably wearing it. But I do think that actually quite suits me with the neckline and these nice sleeves. So I think it was well worth the £9 and it'll be great for the office if we ever go back to offices. So yeah. So this is my one sizing fail from this particular charity shopping haul, which is a shame because this is a lovely 1960s mini dress with the most 60s print you can imagine of lurid yellow and pink, and it is ginormous on me. Normally I do what I can. If I don't try things on in charity shops, I just walk in and go, ooh, grab it and go. And normally I try to do what I can with clothes. If they're too big, shove a belt on. If they're too small, hang it up and hope that you lose weight. But this one, I'm not sure that a belt can save it because that's a lot of space and all over. If I put a belt on, it leaves some space up here, so it doesn't really work, which is a massive shame because I have the perfect outfit for this dress. I have shoes, which are this exact colour pink, which will go with it. I've got big 1960s dangling earrings, with a big beehive. I basically want to look like Princess Margaret on the Isle of Mystique. That's the vibe I was going for, and this would be perfect. It's super simple, it's super cute, it has a zip in a weird place, which I appreciate because I'm a weird fashion geek. And it has a nice label in it saying that it was made in a Commonwealth country, which could be basically anywhere in the world. But yeah, this one I'm not sure it can save and make it look chic and not like I'm drowning in a sack. But shame, beautiful 1960s fabric, would have been so nice for summer. I can see it, I have the outfit, but it's not going to happen. This one was also the most expensive thing that I bought. I think this one was £12 from Zest, who are, I think, fairly local to where I live in East Anglia in England. So yeah, it's my most expensive one. It's the one that hasn't worked out. So sad Fifi on this one, but can't win them all. What's a girl to do? So these last two items I bought on the same day in the same charity shop, so it was a very good vintage day in that shop. First up we have this beautiful silk velvet black late 1940s, early 1950s dress. I don't think the camera's going to pick up the detailing on it very well because black velvet, I feel like you need a better camera to be able to pick it up. Beautiful detailing. But it's basically all gathered on the bust. It's then very lightly pleated on the skirt, and it has this very, very slight gathered kind of bat wing sleeve, and it's got little divots in pleating up here, which is why I can imagine if you had some nice dress clips, you could put those on. It's really, really lovely. It's really soft velvet. This one was just £10 in the end. For both items that I bought, I paid £22. So I don't think you can complain about a beautiful vintage dress like this for £10. These days vintage dresses are going for so much money from dealers on eBay, etc. You can find one for that price. It's nice. A lovely day. Always makes the working day so much better when you find something like this on your lunch break. It again fits perfectly. I was convinced, whenever I find something really good, I'm convinced it's going to be too small or too big. Once again, pretty much a perfect fit. I've actually worn this a few times in a few weeks since I bought it, because it is lovely and comfortable because it's such soft fabric. And because it's black, it goes with everything. It's probably one of my favourite finds that I've had this year, certainly, but in a while in a charity shop. Because it's so wearable, perfect vintage, it looks so great when I actually wear hair and makeup properly, which I can never be bothered to do when I'm filming and planning to put it on the internet. That's not a good time to do your hair and makeup, people, no. But when I can actually be bothered to get ready, it's such a beautiful dress. I don't know there's much more to say about it because it's just perfect. What can we criticise about beautiful clothing like this, which has survived for so long? It's just lovely. I love it. It's one of my favourites, like I say, that I found this year. And the other item that I found at the same time, I love just as much, but I have not worn yet because it is a bit more extra than this plain black dress. It is this 1920s velvet cape, which is reversible. You've got bright blue and black. Let's give you the bright blue moment first of all, shall we? Nice. Now, a bit more extra, like I said. But like I said, I got this black velvet dress and this beautiful vintage velvet cape for £22 for both of them. And I love this cape. When I first bought it, I wasn't convinced I was going to keep it because it is a little bit extra. I thought, that's going to hang in the wardrobe and you're never going to wear it, and it'll get dusty and it'll get moss. And then I put it on and I couldn't take it off, and I've been flapping in it. So it's mine now and we love it. So we just need a fabulous event to wear it to. Let's check out the other side. This is with blue as the lining. Either way, fabulous, I think. So this, I wasn't originally convinced it was 20s because it's in such good condition. But I cannot think of another time period where this kind of ruched neckline was about and in fashion and being worn. It was only really in the 20s that they had capes with collars like this, so logically it has to be. And there's nothing in its manufacturing which would suggest a later date. So I think it's just in really, really good condition for its age. And it's just, we love it. We love a bit of extra, especially when it's that cheap. I've fallen in love with beautiful 1920s capes before, and they've been really expensive. I've always wanted like a massive, full, sweeping, full-length opera one. Never been able to find one I can afford because I am poor. But this one will do. This one will help me live out my fantasies. So I have no idea when I'm going to wear it. Probably never, other than the times when I clean my wardrobe and end up sweeping around in with my clothes that I don't get to wear. Maybe I can rock it in the summer, outside. Let me know what you think. Is this too much for the people of East Anglia? Will they be able to survive how fabulous I am in this cape? well, that's it. My rail is bare for this week. Let me know if anybody watched this. Let me know in the comments if there was anything that you really liked that I bought, or anything that looked terrible. Let me know so I never wear it again. I think it was a pretty good week, hence refilming it, because I think there was some really great vintage bits in there. And if you are put off going charity shopping and rely on bougie vintage shops, maybe it'll inspire you to go out and see what bargains you can find. I think I'm going to wear most of it. The one thing I didn't think I was going to wear was the cape. I'd just like to say I've just finished filming the bit where I wore the cape, so I was still floating around in that blue, and people outside started letting off blue fireworks for the NHS. So that blue cape is now officially just my Thursday NHS appreciation cape. That's what it is. I didn't think it had a role in my life, but that's what it is. It is the NHS cape. That's what we're going for. So everything, barring the dress that doesn't fit me, I'm going to wear and love. So a successful charity shopping week. I am going to refilm some other charity shop hauls that I have made in the past. Again, not took them very well. So if you were interested in this, please do stick around and see if I get around to filming those and putting them up. And also just let me know if you've got any tips on how I can reduce the echo, improve the lighting, etc. Let me know so that I can get better, and like I say, let me know what clothes you liked. I will be back soon. Join me if you want to, and have a great day.